Hey, Nico. First of all, great to see you again. It's always nice to see you, as you know. But recently, you had the opportunity of going to the this year's International Hall of Fame inductees, and you're part of the committee, if I'm not mistaken. So tell us, how did that go, and what was exciting about it? Because you were there in Newport.
Well, it's always a pleasure hanging out with you, even if it's virtually, and to talk about this special experience. It was 25 years since my win there, and they keep inviting me year after year. I'm good friends with Stan Smith and Todd Martin. They've been, great with me through the years, and it's an honor to interact with those guys and everybody that was present. Especially because a couple of good friends were inducted in a very important group in Goran Ivanisevic and Conchita Martinez, and of course, the original nine. It was very special, and then the coach of coaches, Dennis Vandermeer. So it was a very special occasion because the 2020 inductees were in this year with the absence of Lewton Hewitt, who was also inducted, but he could not be present because of COVID. He's in Australia currently. But it was a special bunch of people, and I was lucky enough to have my mom with me, and you know how important that is for me. So it was a special weekend. I got to take my mom over. They did a little something between the two semifinals to commemorate my win, which is very special for me, and especially with having my mom. But being there for Goran and Conchita, it was special. We sat in the table for dinner the night before with Goran, had a chance to talk to him about various topics, obviously congratulating him on his success with Nole, and asking him a couple of key questions that are good to have the inside scoop on it. But it was a really nice weekend with a lot of people present. Charlie Passerell was there. Of course, Todd was presiding over everything. And those people there at the Hall of Fame really know how to do their thing. And I cannot express how important that group is for the well-being of tennis. And I just wish they were, the groups that are leading the tour now, WTA, ATP, ITF, would include the Hall of Fame, because there is a whole wealth of knowledge and just, love for the game that it's always needed.
You know what I like about Goran and Noel's relationship is that if ever you saw the special on the two basketball players, the guy that died from Croatia and the big guy that played for Serbia, and how much acrimony there was between those two countries and two great athletes. And now it's great to see a Croatian being on the team of a Serbian guy.
Yeah, it's great. They were great friends because Nole used to have a lot of admiration back when Goran started. It was still Yugoslavia, and those two get famously along. And as you know, Nole has matured through the years, and I think he showed great maturity in that. And he wants to unite. I think Nole is one of those guys that wants to be liked, so he likes to please. And he certainly made the right move putting Goran in, because Goran was out of tennis. He started working with Cilic, and he helped Cilic win his sole Grand Slam back in New York at the U.S. Open. And I think he's been very useful to leave some time off for the other part of the team to rest, being Marian Vaida, the main coach. But he's done a great job when he goes to the tournaments with Novak, keeping things lively, because as you might have noticed, if you checked out the induction ceremony, Goran is a very, very funny guy.
Yes, great. We have great news in Canada. The WTA and ATP are coming to town, and there's going to be 5,000 people allowed in Toronto. And we don't have much details about the bubble and so forth. So how do you think? I know that Noel's not going to play in Toronto. He's pulled out because, of course, of Tokyo and so forth. But what do you think it's going to be like being there in Toronto and for the girls in Montreal?
Well, you guys have had it very, very tough north of the border. I know through my talks with you and with your son and your family and my dear friends in Canada. I know how tough it's been up there. So I cannot be happier for you guys. Tennis, yes, it's been happening, and I think it's going to be a relief, especially through the good times that Canada is living, not only in the man, but in the woman as well. So it will be very interesting who plays, who gets there, and of course, who wins. But it will be a novelty, and it will be something that I think the whole Canadian tennis society is going to enjoy thoroughly. And I hope the locals do well.
Great. Last question. The US Open, the last Grand Slam of the year. I mean, New York. What do you expect there?
Oh, wow. That is something that we're all gearing for, especially after hearing a couple of weeks ago that it was going to be 100% capacity. It's going to be nuts in New York if nothing strange happens in the weeks going into New York. But you can already feel the buzz in the summer. You felt it when after Novak won Wimbledon, he had his head on the Olympics, but mainly on New York. I was surprised he chose to play in Tokyo, but we've seen what a great time he's having, and he feeds off of that. So we have the Novak story. We had Rafa coming back healthy in the men. We have Serena chasing that 24th, and a bunch of women, especially after what happened in Tokyo with most of the seeds being eliminated in the early rounds. So it's going to be a free-for-all, and we know the energy in New York. One special thing that I spoke to Novak about is that the bubbles seem to have helped Novak concentrate and keep it simple and go to his element. In New York, it's going to be anything but. There's going to be a lot of attention on him. There's going to be a magnifying glass on this huge achievement and him passing Rafa and Roger. And getting to 21 plus winning the 4 majors in 1 year, it's going to put him head and shoulders above the competition. And we all know how much he wants that. So mark the dates, because it's going to be some great 2 weeks of tennis.
Well, Nicolas, thank you very much. Next time when we talk, Canadian Open will be finished. You'll give us your insight on what happened in the men and women, and you'll have more news to get us ready for the US Open. So one love, buddy, and keep things going. And thank you very much for your contribution.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Anything to do with Canada and with you, you don't even have to ask. So have a good one, but stay safe and enjoy the tennis.
Thank you, Nico.
Take care.